thought about it, and then I thought about it some more, and then I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this shoe. It's a cracking looking shoe, and I just absolutely dig the whole thing, top to bottom, front to back. But there are some tiny little details on it that when you zoom in and you look at them real close up, it's like, whoa, there's a lot more going on. And we've been here before with this EMB line, and I'm talking about here the black and silvers in the low. And we got into that video all about what EMB could stand for, whether it's embossed, whether it's emblem, whether it's embroidered. And I've actually seen different websites saying different things, specifically embossed and embroidered, but not emblem. But I kind of tend to go with, I'm going with the embossed, and I do like that kind of feel of it coming off the page. It's sort of 3D branding on the heel section there that jumps off at you, and it totally happens on this shoe. But unlike those black silvers where the huge branding on the heel kind of overawed the whole shoe in this huge 4 capital letters Nike branding at the back there. In the case of these guys, it's a lot more subtle, it's a lot more toned down, a bit more cursive. Nike with the capital N but the small I, K and E, so it's a bit more classy if you're asking me. But that's not the only detail on the shoe. There's an awful lot to get into, and we're going to do that right now as we take a close-up look at the upcoming release of the Nike Air Force 1 High Dodgers. This is a Talk About a 23 Secret Channel. Talk About a 23 Secret Channelです。毎日アップするので、毎日見てください。Every single day from Tokyo, Japan. I bring you content about upcoming secret releases, secret news, and secret reviews. And in the spotlight today is an upcoming release of a Nike Air Force 1 High, which is always a great thing in and of itself. EMB, which takes it to the next level. Dodgers, which just completes an absolute sellout crowd on this shoe. It's an amazing looking sneaker. Lots of hits on there, lots of clever little details, interesting things going on with the materials, and plenty for me to cram into a quick YouTube video for you guys today. And it's this every single day. This is my kind of style with the whole green screen cracking away in the background, telling you guys sneaker releases that are coming. These guys are scheduled for May the 28th, and I'm hoping that this video will hit stores, get there onto YouTube around about May the 18th, so you've got 10 days to think about it. Do I want to get my hands on the latest pair of Air Force 1 Highs? And you definitely do. They're a great looking shoe, but for me there is one tiny little thing that I was just a bit surprised at, and I'm not sure if I'm disappointed or not. I'm still thinking about it, and what I'm talking about is the materials in particular, the blue parts of the shoe. So let's go ahead and have a look at the toe on these guys, which gives you a really good look at the lacing, the quarter line, and the toe overlay. And you can see that the blue materials on there are not at all leather. Now they're saying canvas, and I swithered back and forward on whether these are actually canvas or not. And I kind of have absolutely settled on, yeah, they are canvas. They're right about what this, where the sites that are saying canvas on there. What they are not for sure, 100% take to the bank guaranteed, is they're not leather. And this is the blues we're talking about. We're not talking about the white parts of the shoe. We're talking about the blues. And you can see that zoomed in up here with the sort of lines that run through that thread feel on the shoe, which you wouldn't get with leather. The white panels, on the other hand, very much leather. You can see the stitching that holds the shoe together that kind of gives that away. But it's those blue panels that are in canvas. And I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but I'm kind of coming around on it. Usually I'd be a bit sort of like, that's a bit lower quality. You know, you want leather on your shoes, or something even better than leather, like nubuck or patent leather or something like that, tumbled leather. And then if it's not that, it feels like some kind of letdown. But when you look at the shoe, especially the quality of that blue, it's a very rich, deep blue, which maybe you can only get with canvas, and that's why they've gone with that material instead of going with all leathers on the upper. So I'm coming around on that, and hopefully I'm kind of panning across the shoe behind me here and giving you an idea of where those canvas elements come in, including on the swoosh on the lateral side. And that's not the only swoosh on these shoes. There's two other places that I'll get into, and I'll tell you all about those swooshes in a bit. But first I want to get into the back quarter of the shoe, because something interesting going on there, which usually I don't like, but in this shoe I kind of do like it. And what I'm talking about is the back quarter there has this big old whiteness about it. Usually what you'd see on the back heel cup of a shoe is the color of the shoe and not the color of the midfoot section. But you can see behind the midfoot section here, the blue swoosh is sitting on top of a white midfoot, and then behind that is a white heel cup. And you usually don't see that. You usually see color back there, but in the case of these guys it's all white. But it works, but it only works for me because of that Nike branding on the side, that embossed branding. If it was only white without any branding down there, way too much white, too much blocking, too chunky a feel, but having that white branding on there to break it up a little bit, then sort of separate out the sections of the shoe totally works for me, and I'm a very big yes as far as the back end of the shoe goes, even though they're taking some risks on that. Then it's not too hard to go up from that and have a look at the ankle strap, which is one of the cool details on the shoe, being in that deep, beautiful blue, and it is one of the places that houses that extra swoosh that I was talking about, pretty obvious up there, but the ankle strap around the top of Air Force One highs is a great detail that adds a little bit of security and a bit of style to the shoe, a bit more stability, to give you that ankle support that you need there. But as far as fashion goes, it's a great looking detail as well, and that's one of the things I like about these shoes, is they don't push that Dodgers collaboration too much. They do with the color, but they don't do it with the actual collaboration with the sports brand. So blue and white shoes, fit in with just about anything in your wardrobe. Speaking of that, let's go round to the heel and have a look at the branding on the back of the heel. There's two things that I think are worth noting on here. One is that the branding is white on white, and I'm surprised it didn't go with blue on white, which would have made sense with the rest of the shoe, but it still kind of looks good. And the other thing is that branding panel is a very cool feature on the back of Air Force One highs, with that kind of crest feel. It's got a really authentic kind of old school feel about the shape on there, instead of being a sort of slimmed down standard modern feel to it. It's got that kind of crest or coat of arms feel around the back there. And then I think the next thing to, it's not too far to go to the insole and have a look on the inside, but instead of doing that, we'll just look at the insoles. It's pulled out of the shoe, and the details we want to look at here is A, that they're green, which goes against the whole colorway of the rest of the shoe, and B, only one of them has the branding on it, so it's kind of neat little detail when you take a close-up look at these guys. Hard to see when the insoles are on the inside, easy to see when you put it on a green screen just like this. And then the other thing close by to that is that tongue branding, which comes with these EMB lines and sports specialities, it says at the top of the tongue branding there. So done away with the standard Air Force One branding, but something new to go with that EMB line. And if we continue, speaking of lines, going from that heel, that insole, that tongue, it's not too far to get away to the secret little swoosh that's hiding at the bottom of the lacing system. The lacing system being in that all blue canvas, and then right at the bottom of it, there's a blue swoosh hidden in there, embroidered into the lacing system. Hard to see, blue on blue, but take my word for it, there's a third swoosh in these guys, and it's right there at the bottom of the lacing system. And then the last thing to really do, I think, is to flip these guys upside down and have a look at that blue outsole that completes the whole shoe. And for me, it's an absolutely beautifully balanced shoe. They've got all the colors in all the right places, and they just hit the sweet spot on everything. Like I said about that lateral side, if it wasn't for that branding on the side, it would be way too much white, but that extra little bit of EMB branding on the heel there in blue just balances out that huge chunk of white on the back quarter of the shoe. And for me, it's an absolutely classy act, very nice shoe, coming around on those canvas hits on there. So I'm feeling these guys are a really nice shoe. And when it comes to Air Force One highs, they're hot. I mean, people don't come around that often, or not as often as some people would like, myself included. And these are a great looking shoe. And it does remind me to a quick shout out to a viewer out there that sent me some shoes. Twice now he's sent me shoes, and in the first batch there were Air Force One highs in there. So I know a lot about what I'm talking about when it comes to the Air Force One highs. With that being said, it's time to wrap this one up and finish up the video for today. Hopefully you guys appreciate that out of there. Hopefully things are going well for you out there. Things are starting to hotten up here in Japan. The temperature's starting to move into late spring, early summer, and that means a lot more humidity in this part of the world. But we're getting there, getting towards the warmer months and the summer months, so hopefully 2021 will be a year of on the up as we move into the summer. Fingers crossed. For now though, it's time for me just to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out the content, and I'll just say the same thing that I say at the end of every single video, which is that I do this every single day. So you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.